Leaders, I want to talk a little more about feedback. So, feedback is a two-way street. This is an unpopular opinion with a lot of leaders, but absolutely give feedback. You should be doing that. But don't be so quick to stall people when they're trying to give you some feedback, and don't take it personal. And don't hold it against them. You should be able to receive feedback as well as you give it. When I was fairly new into managing people, I had a higher level manager come to me, and this manager told me, I'm going to be giving you feedback periodically. I'm going to help keep you on track. I said, no issue. Great. I'm here for it. I'm not perfect. So in turn, I will also be giving you feedback as things pop up or as I see fit, and just try not to take it personal. And they looked me straight in the face and said, yeah, I'm probably going to take it personal. Horrible leadership. If you're a leader that dishes out feedback all day long, and if somebody brings something to your attention and you can't take it because your ego, sometimes it doesn't feel good to get feedback that is like, oh yeah, I probably should have changed that, or I probably could have changed that. However, as a leader, you take that, you digest it, and you go from there, because all feedback, you got to sift through it. As a leader, you can't just say, I'm going to dish it out, but if you have feedback from me, keep it to yourself. Because then you're not getting better. Who's giving you feedback? Yes, your superiors might be giving you feedback, or your higher level managers or your senior managers, but they're not in the trenches day to day with you like your people are. If somebody brings feedback to you, chew on it. It might take you a day to process it. It might take you that evening. It might take you that morning. It might take you that PT session. Do some self-reflection. Hey, you know what? Yeah, they were right. I probably do need to tighten up in this area. So again, as leaders, we should be giving feedback to our folks, but we should not be closing the door to accepting feedback. If you get some feedback, really take it to heart. Don't hold it against them. Sift through it. You may take all, some, or none of what they tell you, but at least hear them out. Ma'am or sir, this is how I feel about XYZ that you've been doing. And then in that moment, okay, got it. I appreciate your feedback. It's something I'll have to think about and think through. Or say, hey, I operate that way because of these marching orders that I've been given, or these standards, or these written rules that I must abide by, and thus causes these actions. And it's not a personal thing. It's just because the book says we have to do these things. That's why I do those things. And then there's a mutual understanding. As a person who brought that feedback to you, they may not have known. If they're a new person in that organization at the technician level, they may not know some of the intricacies of leadership at your level. So they may have a question or they may have a concern. Have that talk with them, and they're going to be like, oh, okay, great. And that builds some of that relationship, and say, hey, you know what? I can actually go talk to my manager, or I can go talk to my leader, and they'll hear me out. And they're not just going to shut me down or make me feel stupid because I didn't know. That's all I got for today, folks. Yeah, it was just something on my mind while I was working out, and then when I got home, let me jump in and record this video about feedback because it's important. And a lot of leaders are great at giving feedback and terrible at accepting feedback. So leaders out there, make sure you're willing to accept that feedback from your personnel. It'll help build that relationship, build that trust, and build a better overall working environment for your folks. I appreciate y'all joining me. Lots more videos to come. Feel free to share this video with whoever you may want to. Just don't get yourself in trouble with some of the things that I'm saying. If they don't agree with them, I don't want them to hold you accountable. And if they disagree or agree, have them reach out to me. We can have a chat, a discussion. I've got some interviews coming up. I've got some discussions with different levels of leadership in military and civilian environments, whether it be HR reps, managers, coaching staff, players, all these great things to come. So please stay tuned, tell your friends, tell a family member, and I'll see you next video on Restored Valor.